know the cliche, every crisis is also an opportunity. So if you go back to 9/11 and you read the accounts of the ruling elite, the books by and about Cheney, Rumsfeld, Bush, and the whole crowd, yes, obviously they were emotionally shattered by what happened on 9/11, but that lasts about 5 minutes, and then they regain their lucidity. And then the first question is, what can we get out of it? And if you read the accounts, immediately they start scouring the globe. What country are we going to attack? What country are we going to attack? Every crisis for the ruling elites is an opportunity. So the first opportunity for Mr. Netanyahu was obviously to, for once and for all, solve the Gaza question. There aren't going to be any more operations. This was going to be the final solution to Gaza. Then the second opportunity, when that one was on the verge of being completed, was solving the Hezbollah question, because the Hezbollah attacks in northern Israel gave them the pretext to solve the Hezbollah question. And then, of course, and I wrote about it because it was perfectly obvious, the next opportunity
Right.
to solve the Iran question. They understood that this was, uh, I know this sounds crude, but people in power are crude. They saw 7 October as the chance of a lifetime, that they can finally solve the Iran question. They have the pretext, they have the excuse. And so Netanyahu went after it with a fervor. And then I'm not sure what Biden would have done if he were beseeched to attack Iran. It's possible he would have said no. It's possible. It's also quite possible, I believe, that he would have said yes. But with Netanyahu, it had nothing to do with the facts. There is evidence. I have no reason to doubt it, that Iran may have engaged in a little bit of cheating with the IAEA. I read the report. Probably there was a little bit of cheating going on. IAEA's, the International Atomic Energy Agency, said that they had enriched more uranium at 60% than they were allowed to, that they had destroyed some evidence. Yeah, I suppose that's true. But there seems to be, as far as I can see, a consensus, including by the IAEA and by the national intelligence in the US, Iran had not decided to make a bomb. There was just no evidence of that. No evidence that they had decided to make a bomb. And but Netanyahu wasn't going to let the opportunity pass. It's very hard, to read Trump's mind. It's like reading tea leaves, trying to read his mind. My guess is Trump had drawn a line in the sand. The line in the sand said, you can't enrich any new uranium on your territory. He made that red line. And when he saw he couldn't claim victory because Iran said no, every other country can enrich uranium on its territory, we're going to do it also. So he decided to launch the attack. But he had a problem, which everybody has been talking about, a restive base that didn't want a war with another Middle East war. And so he claimed victory. We obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons capacity. Apparently he didn't. And then he had to be responsive to his base. So today, you don't know. I guess 2 hours ago, he announced that everybody had agreed to a ceasefire. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, let's play what the commander in chief had to say.
Another one.
Incredible,
Another
tremendous effort.
Time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan.
Well, he had to practice that quite a few
but
times.
we already now all know that they had already moved anything that was of value in terms of their enrichment elsewhere, and that we did nothing. And it's just, and can I also say that I loathe when they say the Iranian regime? It's not a regime anymore than this is a regime. It's just so.
Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror.
Oh my God.
Tonight I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
And you know, the very next day they started to backpedal and say, well, we don't really quite know. I have to say, as you guys probably know, I am not woke. I'm not woke.
That's okay. That's okay. We're good.
Even as a non-woke person, I am tired of seeing white men. It's just these 4 white men. I'm just.
It's old. It's just, and it's not working well. Like, maybe we should try something else.
It's not like I would prefer Joy Reid to be there instead of Marco, whatever his name is.
Little Marco.
Little Marco.
Man, he looks so damn short. Well, he is short, but like in that spot, he looks like he's standing behind Hegseth. My God.
Oh, it's
bad job. Bad job.
So,
totally terrible job. All right, let's see what else Donald has to say.
Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace.
The bully of the Middle East is Israel, and the greatest sponsor of terror who acts on it is Israel. Just one.
I would say us, but okay.
One and the same.
If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs.
They're eating the dogs. They're
eating the cats.
Bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu
for Brett. I totally bumped his balls as spectacular as I've ever done before, and I pulled the chair out for him as well. Don't forget that.
So disgusting.
We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the.
So again, there's a slip of tongue, which is why people don't want Trump in power, like the Ackmans of the world. Why? Because Trump doesn't say we're protecting the United States. It's we're protecting Israel.
He's the most honest liar ever.
Honest liar.
I don't think he gives a darn about Israel.
No. I don't think he cares about anything but himself.
Everything is a means to an end with the Donald, pure and simple.
The Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity.
Let's see how you do when you can't get your oil. Let's see how you do when gas is like at $13 a gallon.
Why is Mr. J.D. Vance wearing a blue tie?
That's a good question.
Yeah, interesting. Well,
That's a good question.
All I know is that as a lifetime New Yorker, you can appreciate the channeling of P.T. Barnum, because there is no question that that is what his entire shtick is essentially. That's what it is.
I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular general,
Really
and all
great
of
guy.
the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There's
Oh my God. This is so ridiculous.
It's a stand-up comedy routine.
First of all, can I just say, like, Iran's been preparing for this for 20 years. They know this is so, we're going to have our asses handed to us in so many ways that it's just.
I know you're going to want to go in on this, so let's finish this
Okay.
out. One more important thing to say.
never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel. And God
bless Israel. God bless Israel.
God bless America. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was entertaining.
That was so entertaining.
I wasn't entertained.
You weren't entertained? It's just so pathetic.
Are you not entertained?
No.
God bless Israel.
I have to tell you, I had in my last class, I taught 3 students who did Trump imitations. And I am now, I think, Trump imitation out. But you're okay. You do a good one.
Don't.
You're a decent guy. I heard you're a smarty, but you're not as smart as me. Listen, you may be a professor, but I got into the Wharton School of Business at UPenn. Have you heard of that place? It's a really great place.
Just the amount of hyperbole, the amount of he's just such a snake oil salesman. And it's just so funny because they talk as if we don't have the other accurate information. That's what I find so interesting. Like, we know that that's not what happened.
I find it a curiosity how many people are actually persuaded. It's hard for me to tell. He has a way of tapping into popular sentiment, but it's so hard to believe that people would take this boasting seriously. I don't know.
Looks like a Saturday Night Live skit.